Mad Booby Dad here, and yes, I am calling myself that because I am rocking boobies today. Why? Because it's Titty Tuesday, and despite being fake, they look and feel amazing. Also, these particular pairs showcases my Aries star tattoo a little bit nicer, and that's awesome because my last pair, it was like a weird secondary layer, secondary skin thing, and it would go over your head and it would cover everything up to about ear. So even my Aries pinup girl tattoo, that got covered up, which I am not too particularly happy about. But I am not here to talk about my boobies today, even though I do like them. I am here to talk about the Nintendo Wii. Yes, everybody knows the Nintendo Wii. It's come out about 20 years ago. And what is there to say about the Nintendo Wii? Yeah, a lot of people hate it. You're not a gamer if you like the Wii and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Well, you guys can go to hell. Okay? Because the first thing I want to talk about is the funky controller. This weird thing that you strap on. Man, I'm saying a lot of things that are totally just inappropriate today. But yeah, you totally strap it on your wrist. It's called the Wii. We would like to play. And the first thing I want to mention is when the Wii was coming out. People told me not to buy a Wii because you would look like, quote, a fucking idiot playing one. Now, I argued this because I was like, can you imagine, first-person shooters on the Wii? You're going to be like, or even rail shooters like House of the Dead. And, well, at the time they announced Resident Evil, what the hell is it called? Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, which I was really looking forward to. And I do really like that game. If you do have a Nintendo Wii, I do recommend it.
They're in here too.
We need to get out of here.
One of the biggest complaints about the controls that people made is they will go flying off your hand and they're going to smack into the TV. I have never had this problem because I originally bought a Nintendo Wii back in 2006? No, 2007 because they were sold out at the time. The only way to get it was on eBay. So, and it's funny because my PS5 sold out, buying them on eBay, supporting scalpers. I paid full retail price for it, brand new. So, scalpers didn't get anything. The Nintendo Wii, however, the only way to get it was pay twice as much. So, I had the white one, the original one, which was $500. MSRP was $250. So, anytime people were like, I don't know, I thought that was crazy when I got the PS5. People were like, oh yeah, congratulations supporting scalpers. And I'm like, they didn't make anything extra. Maybe $50 for shipping and handling. What's that gonna do? 2 tanks of gas? 1 tank of gas? Not even a tank of gas. Hey, I gave a scalper gas. So anyway, that was one of the complaints about the controllers. One, they look stupid. I'm gonna point out that looking back, this part is not the part that gets strapped on, but it's not going to go flying and hit your TV because it's tethered by this weird cable. But the one thing I am going to say about this controller is looking back, it was pretty innovative. The reason why I say that is it's motion controlled. It uses a sensor bar, which I have right here. It goes right in front of your, not in front of your TV, but either underneath your TV or above your TV. So that's how it read the motion. It wasn't really 100% accurate, but the technology was pretty new at the time. This particular one has the Wii Motion Plus thing, which supposedly is a little bit more accurate, but I haven't noticed much difference. And really, I haven't really had any problems playing the motion control games on the Wii. It does feel awkward doing this, after a while. Just, shaking my Wii around. My Wiimote. That's what they call it. So anyway, talking about that. Looking back, Like, looking at it in today's day and age, it does remind me of another controller, namely the Oculus and the HTC Vive and the PSVR. And you know what's funny? Those games, these VR things are actually pretty fun. Anyway, have you seen how frickin' awkward you look playing on an Oculus? Does it matter? No. Why? Because you're having fun. And that's what I liked about the Wii, was even the slogan.
We would like to play.
Very cutting through the bullshit. And it's, what is this system about? Playing, having fun. Doesn't matter if you look like stupid or not. You're sitting on your butt playing video games anyway. What the hell are you doing being so concerned about how people look at you? I mean, hell, I'm a grown-ass man and I have boobs. Moving on. Let's talk about some of the games. Now, it's Nintendo. Everybody knows Nintendo. You got Mario. You got Donkey Kong. You got Star Fox. Actually, no, the Wii didn't actually have Star Fox. But, you know what's cool about the Wii? At least most of the models of the Wii. So this thing is actually supposed to have like a little bay door. It pops open. Mine broke off. But those are GameCube ports. This thing is fully backwards compatible. Unlike the Xbox, unlike the PS3, that the PS3 could play PS1 games, but no PS2 games. Although if you get an early model, you could play some PS2 games, and then you get the Xbox One. That's like, well, at the time the Xbox 360 could play most Xbox games. But still, most is not all. Unless your disc, your GameCube disc, is severely screwed up, this will play everything. You want to play Super Mario Sunshine? You're playing a game where you're doing menial work when you're supposed to be on vacation, but whatever, it's your thing. If you like Super Mario Sunshine, you can play Super Mario Sunshine on this thing, the GameCube disc. You want to play frickin' Zelda, but for whatever reason you didn't get Twilight Princess, the Wii version, your mom bought you the GameCube version for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever the hell it is, hey, guess what? You could play it on this. You have frickin' Time Splitters, you could play Time Splitters 2 or Future Perfect on this. Unfortunately, not the original Time Splitters because that's a PS2 exclusive, and PS2 does not work on the Wii. My point is, it will play every GameCube game. Unfortunately, if you have a it's a super late model Wii. I've never even seen these, but apparently they took off this. So there's no way you could play GameCube controllers, GameCube memory cards. That's one of the reasons I have it. It plays all GameCube games. It plays all Wii games. This is actually a picture of my Wii/GameCube collection. I loved the GameCube. I loved the Wii. So props to Nintendo for that. Very cool. It's something that the Nintendo Switch failed for me because the Nintendo Switch I didn't feel was a significant upgrade from the Wii U, and yet there was no option to play Wii U games, which is a damn shame because all they would have had to do was have an external DVD drive. I actually have one plugged into this computer right up here because for whatever reason PCs now don't have optical drives. Okay, well, you got an external DVD drive right there. It's a DVD burner, by the way. Nintendo could have invested in something like that to play Wii U games on the Switch. They didn't. So, I really liked this thing being 100% backwards compatible. So let's talk about some of the Wii games. Wii Sports is definitely probably the most fun game out of any Wii collection. The first person games can have some aiming issues. You know, it sounds weird, but if you're sitting here like this constantly for an hour, your arm does want to get tired. It starts shaking. Now there is a solution. You can actually sit back. No, I'm not trying to do this as an excuse to look at my rack. But you can sit back a little bit and actually rest your arm, somewhere. This is not ideal if you're a modern day streamer or, a YouTuber or anything, where you need to have a little mini cam in the corner, because yes, it does just look awkward. But at the same time, you do have a way to rest your hand and play these games. But yeah, I have a few first-person shooters on the Wii, the original Wii, like GoldenEye, the remake of GoldenEye with Daniel Craig. I do have Medal of Honor Vanguard, I think it's called, which was one of the games that I wanted to get on the Nintendo Wii when I first got a Nintendo Wii, and honestly, I'm not disappointed with it. I do have Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 3, which don't play horribly. But there is a downside to the Wii over the PS3 and the Xbox 360. I'm going to say, of the three systems, the Wii was the most underpowered. The graphics were pretty much on par with the original GameCube. There really wasn't much. There was an upgrade, but it wasn't much. And I don't think graphics are what Nintendo focused on, and for good reason, because this is a completely different just controller design. What's even cool about it, hell, you don't even have to play it like a freaking remote control. There are some games that literally you hold it like an NES controller. It was flashing me because, quite frankly, the system's not plugged in, and I think the batteries are dying. But you can hold it like this. This is your D-pad, because it's not a circle. It literally could be down, up, left, right, or it could be down, up, left, right. There's different ways you could play it. And that was pretty innovative. How many buttons do you really need to play video games? Do you need a freaking designated crouch and use and frickin' open button? I mean, hell, I don't even know if you open doors. I don't even recall you opening doors in Call of Duty anymore. It's not like Wolfenstein and Doom. Hell, even Quake, the doors just open by themselves. GoldenEye did the use button, which is opening doors, activating switches, is the same as reload. Actually, now that I think about it, I do think that was the same for Call of Duty too. Is use/reload was the same thing. But yeah, do you really need to crouch in games? Do you really need to jump in first-person shooters? That threw me off in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. One of the last levels, you got to go from elevator to elevator, and if you don't jump, you just fall to your death. Even though it kind of looks like you could just kind of run and use momentum, no, it's too far. And I was even like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? Oh, you're supposed to hit the jump button. It's a jump button in Call of Duty? Why do I need to use a jump button in Call of Duty? I'm not platforming, except for this one level. So, once again, how many buttons do you really need? Well, the original NES, you had B, A, start, select. This thing has more, because you got the B trigger, you got the A button, you got 1, and you got 2, and then you got plus and minus. Plus and minus is essentially start and select. I guess that's one thing else to get into. These things are stupid simple to mod. When I say mod, I actually mean you don't even need to take it apart to install anything. All you really need to do to run emulators and stuff on this is pretty much just send a message to your system. There's a designated SD card slot that you could put the software in, and it will install everything. And that's one of the nice things about this, is I have the homebrew channel on this SD card, and I actually do have a lot of the Sega Genesis games that I legally bought for my actual Sega Genesis and the Nintendo games and all that stuff. So this actually goes downstairs, so that way I don't have to move my entire collection downstairs. I could just play the emulators on this cool thing. Now, with it being an underpowered system, No, I can't play every emulator. For example, can I play PS2? No. Can I play PS1? Kind of. There are PS1 emulators and games out, but it's not perfect. Even Nintendo 64, it can have some slowdown. It can not be not perfect. So, but that said, original Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, you can play Game Gear games on here, Game Boy games on here. You can play Game Boy Advance games on here. You can play Super Nintendo and NES games on here. There's a lot you can actually do with this thing, and it's really freaking cool. And I'm gonna say underappreciated. So if you guys can get a Nintendo Wii, I definitely recommend, the one with the GameCube ports. Make sure to look for that on eBay. Make sure it has the 2 doors, or if it's missing doors, make sure it has the ports for GameCube controllers and GameCube memory cards. Because even though this does have an internal, I don't know if it's a hard drive, but it has internal memory. You can save your games on here. You don't need a memory card. You don't even need an SD card. They implemented this for actually a couple reasons. You can listen to MP3 files on your Wii through the photo channel, which I don't even know if you can get anymore because I think Nintendo shut down the internet store. You could even back in the day, you could even surf the internet on this through like a web TV thing. It really wasn't that bad. The Wii definitely doesn't deserve the hate. Leave my Wii alone. I enjoy my Wii very, very much. So don't knock it. Actually try a few games on it. Hell, chances are you can love it anyway, because I guarantee you've played games from the PS2, Xbox, GameCube era. Splinter Cell was done on the GameCube. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance was on the GameCube. Frickin' Sonic Adventure was on the GameCube. Skies of Arcadia, surprisingly, was re-released only for the GameCube. That's one worth checking out. Sky Pirates by Sega. So, anyway, boys and girls, that's my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it enlightening. I hope you guys do give the Wii a chance, because it definitely deserves it. And until me and my boobies, see you next time. Just remember, stay cool. And yes, I did have to do it like that.